for the foreseeable future. A small group of men and women are entrusted with defending shops and kitchens from vermin lurking in the shadows around us. Cairns pest management company Flick is urging all operators to be prepared for nocturnal nasties in the coming months. With us on Drive is Andrew Fraser. He is involved with the company in the north. G'day, Andrew.
G'day, good afternoon.
The City of Sydney has reportedly doubled its rat bait numbers and seen an increase in sightings around pubs and clubs and cafes since they've been closed. Does this surprise you?
Oh, not at all. So as everyone's leaving those premises unattended and not monitored, and maybe regular pest services are put on hold as everything closes, definitely there's nothing controlling them.
We tend to think of rats as being an issue for the major cities, but do we see rats being problematic in smaller regional cities like Cairns?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. There's plenty of them around.
Yeah, well, a female can produce between, I think, 3 to 12 litres in a year, consisting of around half a dozen babies. How quickly can the rat population explode if it isn't kept under wraps?
Look, if we were to shut for the 6-month period, you could have potentially 60 rats within a premise. It's an ideal condition. So from 2 in the beginning. So that's quite significant. They do a fair bit of damage in that time.
What, aside from the obvious human health risks that rats pose, or the fact you don't want them in your premises, what can they do in terms of damage?
So chewing through electrical cabling, through structures and walls, general damage to your property, which can be quite expensive, especially for the wiring and electrical items like deep fryers and things like that, may need to be fully replaced.
What do you encourage businesses or even homeowners to do, people in rental properties, to ensure that they aren't becoming a haven for rats?
Yeah, hygiene and maintenance is a big thing. So keep that food away, not left out. Make sure your scraps are disposed of regularly. Just proof off any entrance points, so anywhere where they can be getting in. And definitely, if you can upkeep a rat management program or a rodent management program through a pest controller, that's the ideal.
When do we tend to have the bigger problems with rats? Are they seasonal in the north?
They can be, but up here it's pretty ideal all the time. So we see them all year round in significant numbers. Do
they get into pretty big sizes up here, Andrew?
They do, especially some of the native species, the whitetail, which definitely a live trap, not a baited species. But there can be some big ones for sure.
Rats are one thing, cockroaches as well. In many ways, cockroaches probably, what do they say? The only thing that would survive a nuclear winter is a cockroach. So they do quite well when there's no one around. Do you expect to see an explosion in cockroach numbers in businesses that have shut down?
Most definitely. And once again, if the conditions are ideal, if food is left there and there's water and harbourage and they're not managed, definitely they could explode.
If you've left no food and you leave a building locked up, will you still get rats and cockroaches even with no food?
Potentially. They could just be seeking harbourage, or they might have been there already and just not noticed. But they could be. But ideally they want the 3 things like we do: food, water and shelter. A
cockroach is a different proposition. If you're not going to be opening the doors, is there any point in getting rid of the cockroaches until such time as you're looking to open your business?
Yeah, we would still recommend managing it. You don't want to come back to a huge problem and not being able to open when the opportunity's right. So you don't want to be ready to open and then find you've got an infestation and can't.
Since coronavirus has been going, many businesses have had to adapt in the pest control game. Have you guys had to make many changes to how you do things?
Most definitely. So we've started introducing what we call a disinfection service. So same equipment, same techniques, but disinfecting sites, both preventative and reactive for viruses and cold and flu.
Sometimes pest inspections can be a good forward warner for what's going on in the real estate market. Speaking with another pest controller today, they told me they hadn't done an inspection in a fortnight, whereas previously that had been almost their bread and butter. Have you noticed anything similar, Andrew?
Yeah, a definite drop in both house inspections and pre-construction termite barriers that have really dropped off the announcement. Yeah.
Is pest control a discretionary spend for businesses? Do you fear that, if businesses only have a little bit of money, they're not open at the moment, they're trying to hold on, that they won't get their regular pest control work done?
Yeah, definitely, and we're finding that already. and people are just trying to save money because they need to. So obviously, revenues in some cases stopped altogether, so just looking to save money like everyone.
Sounds like you're branching out a little bit with the disinfective stuff you're doing. Have you actually had to go somewhere where someone has had a COVID-19 case and basically napalm the place?
Pretty much, yes. Yes, we've had a couple of cases already. But a lot of it is preventative as well that we're doing, which is great.
All right. Well, Andrew, thank you for joining us this afternoon. You've got a few key messages when it comes to pest control to ensure that we don't have a rat apocalypse in North Queensland like they're seeing in some of the larger cities. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It's Andrew Fraser with us. He is the cluster manager for Flick in Far North Queensland, a pest control business. And the time now is 29 minutes.